Thank you for joining us. Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Linda Reed-Enever and welcome to another episode of Tips Tuesday. Tips Tuesday is where we share tips and tricks on how you can help market your business, grow your business and help do amazing things. For those of you who don't know me, I'm an ideas strategist. I have 20 years in the PR and marketing space, and today I'm being joined by my special guest, Edwina EDooley from the Victorian Chamber of Commerce, and as I mentioned earlier, Becky, for those of us who are old enough to know what Becky was. And we're very excited today to talk to you about the power of community, and also some very, very special stuff that Becky, that the Victorian Chamber of Commerce and Edwina are offering, and how that can help the business community and my community as we watch and follow today. So I'm excited to have you here, Edwina. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. This is my first Facebook Live, so I'm very excited about it, but hopefully we can provide you with some great information.
Oh, that's great.
Live.
Fantastic. Oh, it's so exciting to have you here today because the topic I was actually going to talk about, and when you and I were talking yesterday afternoon, was about the power of community and how you can tap into the power of community to do amazing things for your business, but just even in general life. So for those of you who don't know, I run the Facebook community Business, and there's 30,000 members in there. And our pure guide is to support business owners through their business journey in what they do in a supportive space where you can be just starting out and learning, or you can be an experienced pro and you get to network together and break down some of the isolation that comes with running a business and running a business from home, which it's a different mindset when it comes to running business. I say that quite honestly to people. Being a business owner is a different mindset to working within an office space or an office environment stuff. And you know, sometimes your friends don't get it because they go, what the hell are you doing? Why do you want to run a business of your own?
It's hard work.
It's hard work, and that's part of the reason that we started the community. But I think some of the things that I wanted to touch base on before we delve into what the chamber can do, but by the way, guys, there are state-based chambers everywhere. There are local chambers everywhere. Chamber of Commerce is about coming together as a community and lobbying for the stuff that the business owners need, and about learning skills together and about getting really good advice. So just similar to what we do in the Facebook world inside the business stuff, this is a great opportunity for you to be able to learn how to skill and do different things within your business. And I think the best thing that I've ever experienced in both the Chamber of Commerce component is that moment of getting together with fellow business owners and having a conversation, because you all get in the room together going, oh, and then you go, do you have that problem? Does this happen to you? Or
somebody else is going through what I'm going
and you bounce ideas off each other. And some of the chamber components of having that networking and having that common space to talk to each other, to network with each other, is where the foundations came in for BBB. And for those who are brand new to a chamber,
yes,
what does the Chamber of Commerce do?
So it depends if you're talking about your state chamber or your local chamber. So most little towns or regional towns have a local chamber. I'm located over here in Shepparton. We have a local chamber, and they do a lot of networking events, support for small business, and local town things, maybe parking or something like that they lobby for. The Victorian Chamber.
we need more parking.
The Victorian Chamber, we support business a lot in their development space, whether it is for training for their employees and making sure they've got all the right documentation and things like that, or lobbying against the government for maybe more funding in that space, in the business space. But just supporting as much as we possibly can with whatever a business owner or employer may need. So there's lots of things you can access through us, as well as all the networking and things like that as well. So yeah.
Good morning, Erwin. Erwin's saying hello to us, Edwina, on the Facebook live stream. So good morning. We hope you're having a good day today. So Edwina, there's more than a chamber than lobbying. There is more that you guys do. Tell us a little bit about the learning and those advantages that being part of a chamber can bring to a small business owner.
Right. So we do a lot in the training space, and whether it is for the business owner or for their employees, we want to enhance, their skills in their business. I mean, it's great to invest time and money into expanding your own skills, because you're just going to improve your business even more. So we do a lot in the personal development space, whether it might be, leadership or management, or it might be customer service or time management, through to the OH&S side of things, so that businesses can improve their skills in the OH&S side, because we know how much of a growing issue that is as well. And I mean, there's a lot for businesses to keep up with these days. It doesn't matter if you are small and you have no employees, or if you're large and you have 800 employees, you have to know it all. So we're just trying to provide as much support as we possibly can to give you those tips and tricks, to keep it ongoing and keeping up to date in that space. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so tell us, there's something special that the Chamber's doing today, the Chamber's doing in the light of COVID-19. And I do strongly suggest, if you're watching this and you're not a Victorian-based business, please go check out what's happening within the Chambers in your state area. And you can start with your local chamber. Just go and have a chat to them and see what's available and what's happening in the way that small businesses are being supported throughout this process. But Edwina came to me yesterday with a pretty special offer in relation to the Victorian Chamber of Commerce and what they're offering small businesses to help us navigate and help us get a conversation and get some learning and those things in place over the next little while, and to get an understanding of what the Chamber does. So what's that all about, Edwina?
So very excited, actually. But the Victorian Chamber, along with the Victorian Tourism Industry Council, VTIC, so if you're a tourism business, you might jump into this side instead.
Yes.
They have decided to waive their membership fees for all businesses across the state for the next 12 months, which is absolutely fabulous. There's some great things that you can access through there, and I strongly encourage you to have a look at it. But basically what they've done is, up until the 31st of December, anybody that joins will get 12 months access to this membership for free. And through that, they will get things like, we'll give $700 credits to use towards our training or consulting. So our training has all been launched virtually online, which is really exciting as well. So doesn't matter where you're located, you can still access it. So the virtual training, or you can do self-paced learning as well. So you can download modules and do them at your own pace, which is great too. If you don't want to use it towards the training, you can use it towards consulting, and that might be supporting you in getting a contract drawn up for a new employee, or having a troublesome employee and getting some support in performance managing, whatever it might be. So that's the main thing there. They'll get login details to our website. So on our website, we have a library of about 400 different tools and templates. There is anything from an OH&S policy or procedure through to a termination letter template and everything in between. So download themselves, pop in their business details and use them. They're great. They're all up to date. They're all Victorian, and it just saves you a lot of time rather than going to Google and finding 15 different answers and not knowing which one to use. So very handy there too. Couple of other things you'll get is 2 phone calls to our workplace relations advice line. Now, it doesn't matter if you're interstate for this one as well. They can provide you with support on that too. And that's for any employee-related questions or queries. So obviously at the moment, a lot of questions around the JobKeeper payment or government grants and things like that. But going forward, it's for any employee-related questions or queries. The training you can also use for interstate as well. It doesn't matter where you are. So more than welcome to join. We've had a lot of interstate businesses join.
Fantastic.
Yeah, ongoing, you'll just receive all of our communications. So whether it's any government funding or grants that are coming out, we're sending those out as often as we can to businesses to keep them updated in that space. So we have a policy team. You can actually contact our policy team and have a discussion with them around what grants might be available for your business. They love that stuff, which is great. And we've also developed a fair bit of stuff in the COVID-19 space to support businesses. So something at the moment that might be of interest is the COVID-19 restart for business. So it's a checklist. So when you're getting back into business and back into the swing of things, just, a checklist for you to make sure that you're COVID safe. So that, we don't fall back into that space.
That's a great tool.
Yeah.
Guys, in the comments later, I'm going to put up a flyer with all Edwina's details in it for you to be able to get there. Good morning, Mark. Thank you for saying good morning to us. I like to know when people are watching us live and they get to talk to us. Okay, well, there were the chances of going up as a podcast out there. We know my team are currently throwing their hands in the air going, right, she's screwed that one again. It's fun. Okay, so Edwina, you and I were talking yesterday, and this is something that we've seen inside our community over the last little while, is there is multiple questions coming in regarding JobKeeper payment, COVID-19 payment, job seeker, whatever you want to call it. There's been multiple questions about what's compliant, when can I go back, what can I go back?
Yeah.
And trying to disseminate all that information is an absolute nightmare as a business owner when it comes through that. And then, you get the announcement yesterday that the ATO is they're starting to check whether you're actually eligible for JobKeeper payments. And it just makes people more scared when it comes to that information. And something like the membership, with the chamber gives you the opportunity to bounce that off someone else. But it also means, because when we're talking, so you said we're up to about the 5th edition of the JobKeeper payment guide.
Yes. So they developed a JobKeeper payment guide because we just had this influx of 1 trillion questions. So we developed a guide which ended up 18 pages long, and we're on the 5th edition because it just keeps changing. So, but it has been a little lifesaver for a lot of people, just being able to get those answers quite quickly, because I know wait times have been, hours long and all of that kind of stuff too. So we've been trying to keep that as updated as we possibly can. But we've also been running lots of webinars and webcasts in that space too. So we ran JobKeeper Payment Guide webcasts, for employers and for employees, and all of that. So lots of webcasts and webinars in that space that we're doing. I think today we've got one on, a return to work and what does that mean for employers?
Perfect.
And returning employees from stand downs. So how does that actually work? Yeah.
Because we are, and guys, please, if you're feeling overwhelmed in amongst this process, understand that this is nothing I've seen in 10 plus years of business, but nothing I've seen in 20 years in a corporate world of managing teams and that sort of stuff beforehand. If you stood people down in the past, it was because there was something wrong with the plant or the industry or the business. It was not because there was a national area and there were some pretty clear guidelines about how you could stand people down. This is a new territory, and it's fine to need the help and advice. So that brings us back to the power of community, because the power of community is Edwina and the rest of the Victorian Chamber team, because we all, paying memberships and those sorts of things, that though at the moment you get your 12 months free, so that's a bonus. But because we all band together as a community, they're able to provide the resources for you in a way and break it down and explain it by talking to the bodies that are relevant for you to talk to. So they're providing you advice. They also, the power of community gets you access to those advisors. And the biggest thing, guys, when it comes to community is it's about banding together and supporting each other and working with each other to get the information. And when we work together as a community, we all of a sudden are able to get a 5th version of an 18-page document together, because the community is working together, and as business owners, you're supported with that document and with that community as that information comes together and disseminates. And it was very similar to what we did inside BBB when we started the Navigating Business Summit, bringing some experts together to help you guys when COVID first hit us. And we're going, what do we do with this? And that's fine. And the next couple of months, I keep saying new normal, but this is the way we go back to work, the way we do things is new. The way you order your coffee, as Edwina and I were talking yesterday, is going to be new when it comes to this sort of stuff. So the more we can band together as a community and support each other throughout this process, the more we tap into the power and the resources of community knowledge.
Definitely.
So Edwina, is there any final tips you'd like to leave people with about the power of community today before we wrap up and let everyone get back to their Tuesdays?
Back to their Tuesdays. Look, all I just want to make sure is that, people know that there is businesses and organisations out there that are providing as much support as they can. So you've just got to kind of go and look for it, because it is out there. But, get as much as you possibly can out of it. If you're not busy at the moment because you can't operate, then do some upskilling. Why not? You can use some credits and, keep yourself busy and come back to work with maybe a new skill. You never know.
Yep.
But do a bit of updating in your OH&S space, the things that you never really have time to actually work on because you're too busy working in your business rather than on it. So get those things done now.
The internal stuff.
Yes, exactly right. But yeah, just want to make sure that everybody is aware of it. There's no obligation to join or anything at the end of all of this, but just get as much use as you possibly can out of it while you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you, Edwina, for joining us, guys. This is just another reminder to tap into the power of community, to come together and work with each other. We are virtual networking at the moment. We are virtual working together, and thanks to some pretty innovative stuff, the Victorian Chamber of Commerce are now offering you 12 months access to become part of their community and tap into the power of the resources, the learning knowledge, the fact that people are breaking down COVID-19 information, and they've got the return to work and being COVID safe information would be great. In the comments on the Facebook Live, I will pop in Edwina's details so you can touch base with her and set up your membership option. Gee, words are great. Edwina, thanks for joining me. I'm glad that I got to be your first Facebook Live. We did hopefully a little bit painless with the Zoom session. And for those watching this who aren't a business member, then head to facebook.com/groups and then 3 businesses, business, and we'll see you inside our community as well. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
We'll see you soon.